Hey guys, Zach Dumber here. So we're finally at season 2, episode 8, the season finale. Does this episode stick the landing? You have some people who absolutely adored this episode. You have some people who absolutely hated this episode. I'm somewhere in between where I thought this episode was perfectly okay. Overall, I think that season 2 was great. And it did a bit, and it honestly, I think I like it more than season 1 now that I've had time to sit down and process it. But season 1 stuck the landing a little bit more than this one did. This episode, some people are saying that it's random and a lot of random things happen. I agree with that. Episode 7 of this season felt like it was the real season finale, and this episode was like closing up a lot of different storylines throughout the season. And I thought it did a good job of doing that, but at the same time, it kind of loses a little bit of its fire near the end of the episode, but at the same time, it did a great job setting up, hopefully, season 3, which I don't think that James Gunn has confirmed that he's doing a season 3, but hopefully it doesn't take 3.5 years to get the next season like it did for this one. I'm going to mostly be talking about the end of the episode because a lot of things happen near the end of this episode. But to be fair, this episode starts off pretty good. It starts with them getting Chris out of jail using Adrian's blood money, which I thought was fun. It was nice to see them eventually all go back for the money and have a fun time dancing around with all Adrian's blood money, which I thought was fun. The whole blood money thing is, I just thought, you can't use this money or you'll get cursed. Adrian has been a joy of the season. I think I like him more in this season than last season. They didn't use him as Vigilante that much, but I thought that they did a good job saving him till the end of the season, which I thought was fun. We got to see Judo Master, Tim Meadows, Hardcore, and that cyborg agent lady whose name I'm blanking on. Sorry, guys. Go to different universes. One of them I didn't realize. They went to the zombie universe. They went to a universe where everything's like skulls. One of them was Funland, which I didn't realize was a reference to Shazam. Which, if they're bringing Shazam back, it was nice that we got a nice reference to him and the Wizard. It was fun seeing them go to different multiverses and honestly get their ass kicked by most of the multiverses while Rick Flag Sr. was just having fun, laughing his ass off. We're slowly starting to see Rick Flag Sr. come into his own as the villain of the season, which the end of the episode really highlights him as the villain now. Which you can't blame him because you understand why he has so much hatred towards Chris because he did murder his son. But I'll get to him in a little bit. We got to see the Hardcore from our universe and the Chris finally share a kiss, which I thought was nice, and it was nice. And it was also fun that they were at 2 concerts. One of them was the opening of the season, which I thought was nice. It was just a nice time seeing Chris and Hardcore together, bonding a lot. And the scene that really gets me when he asked her, did it mean anything? She said, of course it did. He goes inside, that he starts dancing to the theme song of the season, which I thought was a blast. And it's nice seeing Chris happy in his universe. We didn't get to see it for that long, but it was nice to see Chris finally. He was happy to be home with his group of friends, which we got to see them. The group became bigger because now Judo Master, Tim Meadows, and the cyborg agent lady are part of their group, and they decided to use a lot of Adrian's blood money to start their own business as Checkmate, which I'm well aware Checkmate is a comic book series in the DC universe. It's a spin-off of Task Force X, which makes a lot of sense because this is a spin-off of Suicide Squad, so having them be called Checkmate I thought was a great idea. Good job, James Gunn. You really did a good job there. Of course, the scene that everyone's been talking about is the ending scene where Rick Flag Sr. traps Chris in another dimension. We don't even know if it's inhabited by life, is it? Or is it just a bunch of wild animals? We don't know, but yeah, that was the scene where Rick Flag Sr. was truly like, look, I'm a villain, I hate you, you're stuck here, this is for Ricky. You can't blame him at the same time. It's like, Chris was finally starting to be happy in this universe, and right when he was starting to be happy, he gets tossed into another universe. I feel so bad for Chris, but what you gonna do? That's what James Gunn did. He's like, look, Chris is happy? Not anymore. Now he's in another universe where he's probably gonna be left there to die. I'm sure Chris will survive, and hopefully they are making a season 3 of Peacemaker. So far, there hadn't been any confirmed plans. But James Gunn really knows how to make you care about Chris just enough. And I haven't been talking about it much, but John Cena has grown as an actor so much, especially in last week's episode where you got to see him care about his brother who's being murdered right in front of him again. And the scene where he's like, what the hell's wrong with all of us? It was great. John Cena, you're a great actor. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. You are growing as an actor, and I'm not saying who's better. You have John Cena, The Rock, or Dave Bautista. All three of them have come a long way, and I'm excited to see any of them in an upcoming movie. So those are my quick thoughts on the season finale Peacemaker. I thought they stuck the landing, but barely. They had enough sprinkled in this episode that it was a fun time. It's always a fun time when you're watching Peacemaker. And I'm excited to hopefully see a season 3. But please, for the love of God, don't take 3.5 years to make a season 3. Hopefully they have it out in a few years or so, but James Gunn is a busy guy. He's running DC Studios. Hopefully he can keep cranking out quality like this. If you have to rank the DC universe, I would honestly say that you have Peacemaker, Superman, and Creature Commandos right behind it. I think of all three of them have been great. And I think James Gunn is proving that he knows what he's doing running DC Studios. So good luck, James Gunn. I'm excited to see what he has next to show us. I hope you guys are excited to see what he has next to show us. Let's all enjoy it. So like and subscribe to my channel for more. And yeah, like always, guys, take care.